appreciated him allowing me in that space. He was being vulnerable with me, and it was like, well, I feel like I want to try being vulnerable with you too. My father.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Ready to Love. We're dealing with Mumen and we're dealing with Walter. And I thought we should talk about the fact that, by Walter leading in vulnerability, it allowed Mumen who maybe didn't want to be as vulnerable, decided to be vulnerable. And so I want to talk about the leadership of vulnerability and how this works in the case of a relationship. I think I probably should do another video of this as well. But we're going to use this as an example of how great leadership in vulnerability can encourage others also to be transparent and vulnerable in that moment. So if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, like it, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications that up, loads. And for those of you who are returnees, you got the minerals, Stay hydrated because the streets out there are hot. All right, let's get this video popping. Before we do, let's get the intro going.
Little Black Book, you know what time it is. 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 Time it is.
All right, so we're talking to you guys about vulnerability here. And, I looked at a quick definition of vulnerability. I know what it is, but I like to look at definitions. It says susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm in one aspect, all right? Or a person in need of special care, support, protection because of age, disability, or risk of abuse or neglect, okay? So there are different definitions of vulnerability, but what we're talking about here in a relationship aspect, what we mean is bearing one's naked self, okay? Allowing myself to take off the armor to be vulnerable, that at any moment you could pierce the sword through my fleshly skin. And so in this moment, what we get with Mumen and Walter is Walter actually leads the conversation with vulnerability. Okay, now he's done this on several instances. He did this to Sia, he did it with Sabrina, he's now doing it with Mumen. This is something that is not necessarily a tactic of his, but I think he's just an open person who likes to be vulnerable. And sorry, let me rephrase that. Someone who likes to talk about some of the things that they've gone through as a way to kind of connect with people, right? And be able to share himself with the other person, right? And so in this scene, what we get with Walter is him actually expressing having issues with his father, right? And that creates an environment of, oh, so you're not perfect, because that's what vulnerability does. It removes the cloak of perfection, that actually you are a person who bleeds just like me. Okay, and when he does that in a safe environment, what you see from Mumen is a reply that she wants to also bear her nakedness to him emotionally. This is what we should be doing before we start doing. You know what I'm saying? This is what we should be taking off our clothes emotionally before we get into the bed and start taking off our clothes physically, because then we can really know who you are. Okay, but again, someone has to earn your trust in these areas for you to get naked in those areas. Now, let's watch a little bit more of the clip.
We're not super close. I wish we were, but we're not. And I think it's had a major effect in like the men that I was attracted to and what I was looking for.
Now, what's important again here is that, the vulnerability is not being used against you. When I share information to you, I'm allowing you the opportunity to have information that could potentially be used against me. And a good safe space is about receiving information, okay, hearing the information, but never using that information against a person to wound them later on. Okay, that's what's important now. So now he knows that she has not necessarily a good relationship with her father, or it could be better, she says, and she knows about his father's relationship. It is not to be used against the person. Now we can use the information as in, okay, I can understand where you're coming from now, or I get this, oh, now it makes sense why you do this, oh, that now makes sense. We can use it in that sense, but it should never be used against the person as a weapon. Okay, and this is very important in terms of us building healthy long-term relationships that have trust inbuilt in them. And trust can be broken very, very quickly and takes a very long time to build up. So please, in these moments, take care, treasure what the person's saying to you. And we love how Mumen was vulnerable in this moment with him.
So you like older men because of it?
I mean, actually, yeah. But at the same time, I've done what I needed to do to make sure that the little girl's not leading, you know what I mean? And looking for that, like.
And that's also very important what she mentioned here about the fact that make sure that the little girl's not leading, because there are a lot of women out there who are having daddy issues and choose men who are daddy figures. But the daddy figure doesn't even really love them. That man that they're choosing doesn't even care for them, doesn't love for them. And they choose these type of men that have a daddy energy in a sense, or a little bit older than them because they may be more wiser, more experienced, but they don't love and care for that girl. Okay. And so, you've got to be very careful about past trauma and how it shows up. Okay. And the same thing for men too. Men can choose women that become mothers to them. And actually that mother, a lot of times men who choose women that are mothers, there's a resentment that's there. So let's not go there. But we love to see how, he even picked up on that. And Mumen said, no, I've done the work. Again, this is what I'm saying about strength is important. Strength is not in that you're this. The strength is in, have you done the work to emotionally recover from the emotional depletion, from the emotional situation you've just been through or you've been through in the past. That's what we're looking for. That's strength. That's where the strength lies. Have you healed in those moments? Or is there an inconsistency? I done my ligaments. If you've ever done a ligaments in your leg or knee or anything like that, you'll realize if it's not torn, but it's just damaged, there's an instability. There's a shaking that happens sometimes if you get a ligament injury until the ligaments fully heal, and then there's strength that comes in. That's you emotionally. If you've not healed, go and sit on a bench and go and heal. I know I already also say that. Go and sit on a bench and heal. Let's watch a little bit more.
Right. The whole daddy's issue thing, but it's all good.
It is all good.
Yes,
it made you who
is.
you are today.
Exactly.
Right?
I can't believe I just told you that, but yeah.
And she can't believe she just told him that, because what she'll realize is, and what a lot of people are going to realize is, you've never really had a safe space. So you've never really told that story. You've never felt safe. So you've never really told that story. Someone hasn't really asked you your thoughts and your feelings. So you never felt safe. If you never felt the opportunity to do that, no one's really given you the spectrum of space to say, I'm going to listen to you and let you share. And also, you probably never felt like someone shared that information with you. You understand? Let's like, share, subscribe, guys. Click on the bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and
Little black book. You know what